everybody, and welcome to Frugal Friday. Today I'm going to share with you 5 ways that I save money. And this is a collaboration with Kim from the Wellness Homestead. First of all, I want to share with you what I've been working on. So I love household notebooks, and household notebooks are something that really helps me stay organized. And I'm working on a new notebook today, and I thought this is perfect to show you a little bit this while I talk about 5 things that I save money on. Actually, I have a 30-minute video next week that shares with you everything about the financial part of my life, simply to share with you all, because I think you're going to learn a lot and hopefully you'll be entertained as well. I'm going to share with you in the description box, because those of you who love primitive printables for free, this is what I got. So this came from a website, and I think it's just really charming. I'll just pan the camera afterwards to show you. But they are extremely charming. Take a look. It's to make a full notebook. Now it is Bible-based, but it's beautiful, simply beautiful. So it's called Keepers of the Home. It's from Strangers and Pilgrims on Earth. Just so beautiful. So I'm going to work on that, but you're here to see what 5 things that I save money on. Number 1 way I save money is I haven't been to a restaurant in 1 year. I have not been to a sit-down restaurant in 1 year. Yes, some of that was because of the virus, but I got out of going to a restaurant and I haven't been back. Now, I know a lot of you will say, well, you don't go to the restaurant either, but if you know my background and you know how eating out was such a big part of our expenses like 10 years ago, you would understand why this is so important to me. So I don't go out to eat. Number 2, which is very blessing to me, is I don't have a food budget. All the food now I get is free, and let me explain to you a little more about it. So we have a food pantry, and I'm also volunteering a lot of time there. And every 2 weeks they get fresh food. And so their perishables and their frozen items, they rotate that. If there's anything left and it's the perishable items that are like going to expire in a day or 2, or they actually expired in a day or 2, I will get that instead of them throwing it away. So I get lots of milk. Now it's expired a day or 2 prior, but then I make meals using milk. Like I love making cream dried beef on toast. I do all kinds of things that, use up a lot of milk. Some weeks I don't get any milk. It all depends on what they have. So that is one thing that's been a real blessing to me, is because they have that outlet where they say, hey, they don't want to throw it away, and they give it to me. I know not everybody can do that, but the food budget is really low, and I learned to use what I have. You're going to see all kinds of videos coming up where I'm actually going to be cooking, showing you in my freezer, showing you in my cupboards, pulling food out, showing you low budget foods. And so I think you're going to really enjoy that, because my channel is going to be geared, well, it's always been geared to low budget, but that's what I know. I'd be a fool if I would sit here and try to talk about trends in the world or Hollywood or things like that. I don't really have any time for such things. And so I'm sharing with what I know. And I know what it was like to live in debt, and I know what it's like to live without debt. And so that's what I'm going to start sharing with all of you, my intimate look of my life. And it's going to be really intimate. So food, the food budget for me, learning to eat beans, learning to eat rice, learning to eat things instead of red meats, learning to eat more vegetables, learning to eat things like that. I'm not a health food channel, so you're going to see mashed potatoes. You're going to see starches, because starches are something cheap, but you really aren't going to see a whole lot of desserts. We don't eat desserts. I know that's surprising to a lot of you. I just don't eat desserts. I'm not a big eater per se. It's just I eat old-fashioned Pennsylvania Dutch food, which is what they call, it sticks to your ribs. Comfort food. So that's what we eat. And you're going to see a lot of that. Comfort food. A lot of girls, they like to go and they like to get their hair cut. They like to get their hair fixed or dyed, or they like to go and get their nails done or pedicures. They like to get massages. They like to do all of these things. I don't do any of that. And so that cuts out an expense for me. As you all know, my husband trims my hair if it needs done. He's been doing that for 30 years. I've never gone to hair places and stuff like that. I don't buy designer clothing. I don't buy designer shoes. I have a couple pairs of shoes or sneakers. I have a really good tip for all of you girls out there, and that's going to be my #1 way to save money. I live in an old mobile home, so as you can see, you know, I don't have a lot of expenses here. It's a small mobile home. So my whole life is about saving money, and I know Kim did so well on the Wellness Homestead, and I'll share with you her channel because I shared with you her channel the other week. She really went into big details. To me, I'm not a detail-oriented person because it's just what you see is what you get. And so I'm trying to cut back on electricity by unplugging things if I'm not using them. I really don't use that much electricity to begin with, other than from my computer to upload all of my videos. My vehicles are old. My vehicle that we have and then the work vehicle, they're both have 200,000 miles on it, way over that. And so we run those vehicles until they can't run no more. And then, as you know, I did a video on taking a vehicle to the junkyard. That was so much fun. We had a ball with that video, and that's an old one, but it's really funny. So I want you to take a look at that video because I'll share that with you. And I'll just share with you a little clip of that. One thing that I really save a lot of money on is I don't have a garbage man. So I don't have trash collection. Now I know in some parts of the counties and countries, you have to have that. That's mandatory. For me, it's not mandatory, and it saves me a lot of money. If it's burnable, I will burn it. If it's recyclable, I will recycle it. And so to me, that saves a lot of money. That saves a couple $100s a year, which adds up. And so that saves me a lot of money. So when we were going to get out of debt, we had more expenses at that time because we were living different. What we did was we sat down one evening, we took a notebook, and we took on the one side all of our expenses. And then we took on the other side what we could eliminate. We went down the list. We eliminated a TV. We removed the cell phones that were under contract, and we went and got disposable phones, throwaway phones. We did all of those things, and it really made a difference. We stopped going out to eat, you know, and a penny here and a penny there really makes a huge difference in life. It really does. And I can't wait again to share with you next week's video because it is probably the longest video I've ever done, the most explanatory video I've ever done about your wants and your needs, but yet doing some things that you enjoy. I've learned a long time ago, if I see something in the store and I really like it, how can I make that for pennies on the dollar? Another thing I do is when I get birthday money, once a year I'll get a little bit of birthday money. I save that money and I think about all of the things that I would like to do, all the projects that I would like to do at home. And then I buy those projects. So I don't just waste it all of a sudden. I put that money in there and I get it out once in a while. Like I'm going to be making candles. Well, the supplies to make those candles came out of my birthday money because I strategically used that money different times of the year. That $100 I get once a year, I will spend $30 here, a couple months later, $30 here, a couple months later, $30 here. Then I will have that money to be able to do all kinds of crafts. I spent $40 on candle crafts a year ago. I still didn't even use half of it, so I can use that from year to year. So this January, when my birthday comes around, I won't need any candle supplies to make a candle gifts. I'll think, what else do I want to do? Maybe I want to make some more herbal remedies and salves and lotions and things like that. So then I'll take my $30 of that birthday money, buy those supplies, and that will last me for a whole year. So that's what I do. It does take a lot of self-control. It does. But you know what? If I would have just wasted that $100 right away, and then it would be gone, and then I wouldn't be able to enjoy it. So now I have a running list of the things I like to do, and whenever I do get a little money, I'm able to get those things. And it's kind of fun. To me, window shopping online is a lot of fun because what I may like this year, next year may not be, maybe it won't be so important to me anymore. So that's why I don't spend all of my money all the time. So that's one thing I do. Big thing. Are you ready, girls? Are you ready? This is a huge one. The #1 thing I do to save money is exactly what I'm wearing today. Can you guess it? I'm really animated about this because you guys are going to be floored when you hear this. You will not believe me, but it is the truth. Do you know what it is? The number one way I save money? What I am wearing is men's shirts. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm wearing men's shirts. This is a man's shirt. Yeah. The orange, yellow, green, red, blue are all men's shirts. These are men's shirts from Walmart. And the reason why it's the number one money saving thing, because these sweatshirts cost a lot less than a woman's sweatshirt. You won't believe it. I buy men's clothing. I buy men's clothing. Now these pants I get for $7. That's it. And what I do is, in the wintertime, I'll wear pants. I try to get a new set of outfits once a year. So, well, let me rephrase that. I try to get new outfits for winter once a year. So what I'll do is, you guys are not going to believe this. These are really, really heavy duty pants. They're Hanes women's and they're $7 for my size. I wear an X large pants. But when summertime comes, if my pants are too worn for videos, I cut them off at the knee, I roll them up, and there I got my summer clothing. And people don't believe it. They can't, well, like hot pink. Yes, these are all men's clothing, all men's. Now this isn't, but this was given to me, but all of men's clothing. So I'm going to show you my wardrobe because you all want to see how fancy I am. Bandanas, a 12-pack, costs $12. This will last me many, 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 many years. So the bandana and the shirts usually match. Isn't that something? Oh, by the way, the bandanas are men's too. So all of you guys out there, you can look like Homestead Tessie too. But that's the number one thing that people just, they don't believe it. Walmart. So I get all of my things on Walmart or Amazon. So the pants are cheaper on Amazon, but the shirts I usually get at Walmart. T-shirts are men's too. I have one set of clothing that's summer, one set of clothing that's winter. They're all the same colors. It's just one is t-shirts and one sweatshirts. So I don't dress fancy. I've always been a tomboy. This is how I've always been. But I think by having the bandana and having the shirts, I think it's bright, it's colorful, it's unique, and it's me. But you know what? It can be you too, and it's really, really reasonable. One other thing I want to just touch upon. I know this has nothing to do with the 5 things that I save money on, but one thing I really want to touch upon is my bandanas are not for religious reasons. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, I came from a Mennonite background. I know a lot of people, question that. They're not for religious reasons. I started wearing the bandana when I started making my YouTube videos because I wanted to show a more homespun look of life. I wanted to be more homesteady. I wanted to be more down to earth. I wanted to be more presentable and having my bandanas match my t-shirts. Before YouTube, all of my clothing were black. I was very conscious about my weight and everything I wore was black. Then YouTube opened a whole new world for me and I realized bright colors is what accentuates happiness. And so when people watch my videos, even if they don't watch them to see anything, they like the bright colors. They say it makes them feel happy. And you know what? It did that to me too. Even though some of the colors aren't as flattering as others. But the bandana is not for religious reasons. Now, that being said, I do think bandanas are very feminine. I love being feminine. I love the feminine look. Now, I do wear long pants. I've done skirts. I love skirts. I wear skirts sometimes. But once again, it's not for religious reasons. It's just for being feminine. I like being a girl. Now, I know pants aren't as feminine, but when you have a cold house, pants are very warm. Pants are nice when you're out in the garden, especially with your filming. When I'm out in the garden, I wear long pants. You can wear long skirts too. I do it all. So there's no reason why I have a bandana other than I like the look of it. I come from Pennsylvania Dutch. Achterliebe, I'm so Dutchy. Kunst du das besser? It's just me. It's just embracing my life. And so my Dutchiness, just the way I am, and the bandana. I usually don't wear the bandana out in public. I do sometimes. I do get a lot of stares when I do that, and especially in the world that we're living in, bandanas in the city can represent something different. And so you have to be really careful in the world that we live in about, you know, wearing bandanas. Now that was before all of this happened with the virus. Now people have bandanas around their mouths, around their heads, around their necks. It's so different, the world that we're living in, isn't it? All right, you guys, now I'm going to show you my wardrobe. I'm going to see if we can show you here. I mean, basically, you all know. You all know what I wear. So we got green, pink, yes, all men's. I started to want to wear lime green. So we have lime green. Even the light pink is men's. And then of course I have more masculine colors like the blue. So I pair them up with sweatpants. I always wear sweatpants. So I have purple sweatpants. These are women's. These are Hanes women's. And I'll tell you what the sweatshirts are too. So these are the sweatpants. So I'll pair them up just like this. And I have the bandanas to match. These are just some of them. I have lots of bandanas. So I'll pair them up. So what you'll see me wear is, I wear the sweatpants, and then I wear the, so that would be like that. I'll wear like that. And then I'll use the hot pink maybe to go with that. So this is what I do. So all of my sweatshirts are the same. I gotta find one that has a label on it. These are called Hanes Eco Smart men's. Now these are size 2X. Now the 2X are kind of big on me. The shirt that I'm wearing today is an X large, but I like the bigger look on me because I am 5'9", and so they hang past my hips, which I really like. So that's why I wear the bigger sweatshirts. But they're all the same kind. In case of those of you who are wondering, they're all the same kind. All come from the same kind.